Ladies, gentlemen, lads, nerf herders, miscellaneous, I have some breaking news for you. Heartbreaking, that is. Lil Tay has left this world being the internet. She's still alive, I presume. It came to my attention through it being tweeted at me many times. By the way, follow me on Twitter at Kwite. And through my own hours-long research that all the posts on Lil Tay's Instagram have disappeared. No more flexing in the same bathroom with the same outfit on 3 pictures in a row. No more picture taken with the man himself, Little Pupperino. No more video evidence of Lil Tay hanging out with Chief Keef.
You're wearing Gucci from head to toe. Y'all can't afford this shit. This shit costs your whole rent.
Where's Chief Elsa?
I be wearing new fresh Nike. Y'all be wearing cheap ass shit like hand-me-downs and shit like that, bitch.
No more video evidence of Lil Tay hanging out with Rich the Kid, who was last seen with his hairline disappearing even further, much like my own, and also running away from Lil Uzi Vert.
Up on Rich the Kid! Oh my god! Plug walk! Plug walk! Plug walk! Plug walk!
No hate to Lil Uzi or Rich the Kid, but can you imagine being the guy who runs away from Lil Uzi? Like, I love Lil Uzi, and I think he's great, and he does great stuff, but I can't imagine what that man is like when he cuts loose. He probably cuts a little more than just a bitch, if you know what I mean. I'm about to fucking cut a bitch. Where was I again? Oh yeah, Rich the Kid hanging out with Lil Tay at one point.
What you said?
This Maybach costs more than your rent.
Didn't they rent?
Yeah, bitch. Lil Tay, the youngest flexer of the century. I'm only 9 years old.
Damn.
So I would ask the question, Lil Tay, where are your parents again? But it looks like at this point, we actually have somewhat of an answer to that question. At least on the whereabouts of her mother. You see, both Lil Tay and her mom went on to Good Morning America for an interview. And I want to take a look through this video and see if there isn't any discussion to be shared, and more importantly, some goofs to be had. Let's get started, shall we?
And we turn now to the controversial social media star Lil Tay. Just 9 years old, she and her mom are drawing fire for the outrageous behavior posted online. Nightline's Juju Chang sat down with both of them in LA, and Juju, boy, this mom has a lot to answer for.
I remember when I first watched the clip of Lil Tay kicking the car, the only thing I could think of was, how did they get away with that? Apparently the cars she had weren't hers, no shit, and you can't just kick the shit out of cars that you rent, or even worse, cars you borrowed off of your mom's boss for an Instagram bit that you didn't tell him about. But then I realized they probably got somebody else's car that was already damaged, and that dude might have been nonplussed about it getting ticked in a spot where it was already fucking shipped. I hope that was the case and everything went well.
Absolutely, George. Good morning to you. You know, Lil Tay is a 9-year-old who told me she's come here to Hollywood to pursue her dreams of being a social media star. Now, child stardom is nothing new, but her act involves cursing up a storm and even pretending to do drugs. It's raising alarm bells about good parenting. Is it exploitation? Is it borderline abusive? I spoke with Lil Tay, who says it's all her idea.
I know we're probably going to go into this a little further later in this video as we watch it, but Lil Tay is a 9-year-old, in case you didn't know that already. If you weren't and you already knew who Lil Tay was, then you stupid, mate. That was kind of her whole deal. Just kidding, but seriously. Youngest flexer of the century! But her being that age, I think it's pretty safe to say that she's not old enough or at a point in her life to be making such big decisions as the one she would be making right now. What with the image she's displaying of herself all over the internet as her being a hardcore flexer. Like, it's already been seeping into her private life some. Random people will just record her sometimes on the street. Like, she physically can't go out in the public without some randos driving by, pulling up and recording her and asking her to flex.
You Lil Tay, right? You want to flex? Oh, I want to see you flex one time. I like that fly shit. Aight.
You hear that, guys? He really likes that fly shit. He really likes the way she flexes. Really likes the way she flexes. But God, anybody who does that kind of shit, especially to a child, is one weird fucker. Like, goddamn.
Aight. She nervous. Talk some, nigga, and the real nigga pull up, nigga, they know.
Okay, so whoever was driving said that he had to put that shit on Instagram. Whoever you are, bro, you're weird as fuck too. And this dude is going on about how, oh, she talks hot on the internet, but when a real one pulls up, she gets nervous. I don't know, that might have something to do with the fact that she's still a kid, a 9-year-old, and you're a grown-ass man who's a complete stranger to her, pulling up on the side of the road and yelling at her to, hey, you wanna flex? Jesus, dude, just get like a job at Burger King or some shit. You need something better to occupy your time than this shit. Anyways, back to the Good Morning America bit.
Y'all saying I rent my cars?
She's the 9-year-old whose outrageous stunts and foul-mouthed bragging about luxury homes and cars she claims to own.
And now we be living in the hills. See that view? Y'all don't have that view. And I be holding your mama's ranch.
Well, I don't know who my mom would be, seeing as floating hoodies just kind of appear into existence. We aren't really birthed, and I don't pay rent, so even if you consider me my own mother, then by default, if you have anything above a negative or zero amount, then you have more than my mom's rent. But either way, congrats on that, Lil Tay. I can respect that.
Who's getting tons of notoriety and a whopping 2 million followers on Instagram.
An Instagram which is now unfortunately defunct, but it has 2.4 million followers now. Ain't that something?
You're like a legit fan of
A legit fan.
How would you respond to critics who would say, oh, you're just going to try to profit off your daughter now?
No one's forcing me to do this. That's not true that she wants to make money off of me.
Now, two things here. One is that the question was directed at the mom, but Lil Tay was the one who ended up answering that question. And two, when they put the camera to focus her on the shot, and this could have just been a trick of the lighting they were using, but the glint in her eye and also her face looking a little red made it look like she was on the verge of tears or she had just gotten done crying, which does kind of suck to see, to be honest. At the end of the day, she is still just a kid. A kid wearing an oversized Gucci hoodie during a Good Morning America interview, but still, a kid all the same.
What about those homes she claims to own? GMA talked to Mom Angie's former boss at a Vancouver real estate firm, who told us Lil Tay filmed using his car and some of his properties for sale, all without his approval.
I didn't shoot in anyone else's house.
Oof, that's gonna be a fun one to run by the talent manager, Harry, who, fun fact, after I uploaded a video talking about him, his website, and his career for 12.5 minutes, I found out from one of my friends that he makes appearances in David Dobrik vlogs.
I want to do some crazy stuff.
You want to do some crazy stuff?
This motherfucker's out of his mind. Don't ever say you want to do some crazy stuff in front of David.
Dom, pull it off now. Harry, go!
Well, he did ask for it.
You didn't shoot in anyone else's house. Just like...
No one has proof that I did.
Oof, 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 oof.
And who's behind the shocking content on Lil Tay's social media accounts?
My mom doesn't run social media. I use my own Instagram.
These images will live on and follow you for the rest of your life. Is a 9-year-old really capable of making this kind of decision?
This is my decision. I'm happy with what I'm doing.
Okay, so far, Lil Tay's mom hasn't said a word, like, not one. She's been sitting there completely still, like one of those Kangaskhan statues in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Like the one you put some of your more valuable stuff in that you find in the earlier part of the dungeon before you go into the more dangerous part. And to answer the question the same way we did before, Lil Tay is still 9. I really don't think she should have the pressure of managing a multi-million-dollar Instagram account on her shoulders. That is, if she really is the one managing it at the end of the day. Which I doubt. I wouldn't be surprised if it was her brother running the account.
We spent time with Lil Tay and her family, 6 weeks after they moved from Canada to Hollywood.
I'm gonna have my name on one of these stars one day.
We were surprised to find a precocious, soft-spoken 9-year-old whose mom says she's a straight-A student.
What are all the things that you do?
Swimming, skating, piano.
She is a well-mannered and a great kid.
Oh my god, she speaks! The statue of the Bella speaks! By the way, I've heard you can sell those statues for a pretty penny over in Riften if you're up for it. Just heard it through the grapevine, if you know what I mean. But on the topic of this, for those of you who don't know, because I didn't know either, precocious means developing a talent for things at an earlier age than usual. And honestly, I'm really not surprised that that's the case for Lil Tay. In one of my other Lil Tay videos, I said that she seemed pretty well-spoken for someone her age. And all things considered, she's pretty crisp with her enunciation. And she is pretty good at doing her act and stuff when she is on camera. Though off camera, she does appear to be much quieter.
As for her schooling,
I'm a Harvard dropout.
What city is Harvard in?
I kind of forgot because I haven't been there in a long time.
There aren't enough oofs in my body to express how much of an oof this interview is. Just, it's a mega oof. I feel like the best bet for Lil Tay is to stay away from interviews like this as much as possible. That way, if she's going to keep doing this image of actual her where she's kind of soft-spoken and is still just shown to be a kid at the end of the day, that doesn't clash with the online persona that she has. But still, you have to ask, is this a decision she should be able to make? For the billionth and one time, she's 9. And you just kind of have to hope that she's able to form some degree of separation between what she does with Lil Tay and in her personal life.
All y'all haters, like, I'm trying to make my mom proud.
You don't look very happy.
I mean, that was before, like now I'm happier than before.
Maybe something specific was happening at the time of this clip that made her feel like that. That doesn't usually pop up. But if what's making her happy now is this newfound success that she had, then it just doesn't seem like it'll last. It's just kind of something to think about. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe. If you guys think I got anything wrong, missed anything, or just have any general thoughts, be sure to leave that in the comments below. I have a podcast with Wild Spartans and FPS Diesel called Loudmouse. We upload 2 new episodes a week on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and we're up on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. To anybody who's pledged to the Patreon, thank you guys so much. If any of you guys are interested in taking that extra step in helping out the channel, there's a link to the Patreon in the description. But even if you don't pledge, that's absolutely fine. I appreciate anybody who supports or watches the videos. You can follow me on Twitter at Kwite and on Instagram at Kwite.png. Links to all of those in the description. And lastly, I also have a Discord server. Link to that in the description as well. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I will see you guys next time.